All right, all right. Let's see. Let me check if we all good. Do not disturb. Make sure we live. Make sure we live, right? Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. What's good, y'all? Welcome to my live show. We're going solo dolo for the first time. Um, yeah, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is the first time doing this. It's the first time for everything, though, right? Listen, if you're new, welcome to the show. We're gonna go over today's the first day of training camp for the Dallas Cowboys in Oxnard. And you know it was the main show, it was the main scene, a lot of stuff to be talked about, a lot of drama going on, a lot of it's just a lot to talk about. If you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications bell. We're gonna be going live quite a bit, quite a lot. Like the stream, wherever you're coming from, make sure you show love and everything like that. First things first, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Um, three guys, our three main guys, we gotta pay Dak, CD, Micah. Um, as you know, Justin Jefferson just got his contract. He's making around 30, 35 million a year. And I'm pretty sure CD wants to eclipse that or around the same range. Dak wants to probably, I want to guess around 50, 55, 60, around that range. And Micah may be the last one we pay. Who knows? People talking about trading him. I don't want to trade him. I think we should pay everyone. There's no excuse. There's no excuse on paying all three of our guys. Our guys are very important, very pivotal to the team. He played for the Cowboys. Look, yeah, like we got a couple interviews today. Some Jerry, some Steven. They finally broke their silence. Well, they haven't really been silent, but we finally got to ask them questions to see like where their mind is at, where they're feeling, like why, what's the holdup, and man, it's just one of them days as a Cowboys fan, bro. we don't know what is going on with them. They just hitting with us the same rigmarole, same, and just acting like we should just take it as fans. So yeah, we got pretty interesting clips. But like, let's go on to camp though. Some camp battles that I'm excited to see. As you know, in the O line, they already rolled it out there on the O line. We drafted Tyler Guyton first overall, and we also drafted Cooper Beebe, I think round 3. Cooper Beebe was my favorite draft pick in this entire draft. Like I made 2 videos like breaking down his film at Kansas State. Great player, smart O lineman, physical, has all the traits, everything like that. Built like a refrigerator, got tree trunks for legs. Like he's somebody I want in the middle of my offense, especially at center. And we got Tyler Guyton. The first pick, we drafted him on upside. He has all the physical tools, tall, long, lengthy, and strong. Very athletic. People complained that he was playing right tackle, but then look into the film that the quarterback was actually left-handed. So him playing right tackle is playing what? The blind side. And like I said, he's athletic, so he can switch over and play that left tackle pretty easily. It's all about what type of athlete you are. It's going to be a growing period. But hey, camp, this like this is the perfect time to refine your tools. Going up against Micah every day, Demarcus Lawrence every day. He's going to work you on the run game. Marshawn Nealon, kid, I'm very excited for. Like we got it's pretty good D line to go up against, to refine your tools and get better at. But yeah, we're gonna talk about it. They got Chuma Adoga starting. I know it's the first day. I know I'm overreacting, but look, I'm gonna keep it a bean. Chuma Adoga, in my opinion, he sucks. He's not good, in my opinion. If you remember him, remember that Dolphins game that we should have won. Remember when he kicks out towards was it Chubb? I'm blanking on his name. The DN number 2 kicks out. He's looking him in his eye, and then just decides not to block him. Just decides to go in. Chubb comes free, and Dak can't get into the throw, and it was going to be a game-winning throw, and that did lose us the game. And part of the reason why last year Tyron Smith in and out with injuries, him that's why I was so nervous about our O line because him playing because he just sucks. I don't know what we see it from these guys that we got on our team while we have choose to start and while we give them the nod. But I think we get some answers that's going to get answered later on in this audio clip from Steven, how his philosophy and how this trickle downs, his politics trickle downs into the camp battles. So Chuma is starting, obviously. You got Tyler Guyton behind him. So I guess they want him to earn it. Here's even wilder. They got Cooper Beebe third on the depth chart. They got Brock Hoffman first, then TJ Bass, then Cooper Beebe. And everyone's just like, well, he got to earn it. Okay, all right. So that's that. Run it back battle. Deuce. We got Zeke, of course. They brought in Royce Freeman. Is Rico Dowdle's going to stay healthy? Because I think if he's healthy and if he gives us one good season, this is his starting position to lose. And we got a couple of unsigned guys. What are we going to do there? QB2 is very important. I think everyone is going to be very much paying attention. Really, really watch the games for this because I don't believe Dak is getting any reps. It's going to be straight Cooper Rush and Trey Lance out there. And who's going to be competing for QB2? Because this is very much so. We spent the complimentary picks to get and acquire Trey Lance, so they really do, want to see what's going on there, and see if Cooper Rush is going to keep being that sure hand fire and just beating guys out for that QB2, even though he's kind of underwhelming, even though crazy Cowboys fans believe he should be starting over Dak because he won those games 4 games in a row. I got that literally coming from people's mouths, which is insane. It's just crazy. But that's who's fighting for QB2. Linebackers was a problem for us last year. In my opinion, that's why one of the main reasons why we couldn't defend the run. We was in that dime / that big nickel package, having just safeties played linebacker. They weren't like they didn't have any like mass, so when teams you see Jordan Love going to interviews saying like, bro, y'all have 2 DBs playing linebacker. We just looking at chops. We gonna run the ball like down y'all throat. Like what? And you're gonna stop us. So we had that. So this year, I'm very, very happy with the Cowboys. They went out there, they drafted, they got one key guy, Overshown, who I'm very excited for. We got him last year out of Texas. I think he's going to be a stud. I can't wait to watch him again in this preseason. We got Maris Laufu, who we just got this year, who's they're going to try to train him. He's going to be probably playing the inside linebacker, sometimes maybe behind Eric Kendricks, who we signed this offseason. I love his pickup because he is a Mike Zimmer guy from back in his days with the Vikings, so he can be able to translate the defense for us. And yeah, like just having a guy like Maris Lewifau behind him, it's going to be exciting. Safety is going to be something that we gotta see. Wanye, Malik Hooker, the guy named Julius Ward, I think I'm bringing his name. Edge, Sam Williams. What you gonna do this year? I think this is one of your final years. What you gonna do? Marshawn Nealon, who was just drafted. I'm excited for him. Wide receiver 2, Jalen Tolbert, Jalen Brooks, Billy Johnson, Turbin. Who's gonna step up and be that wide receiver 3? Wide receiver 3. Who's going to step in and be that wide receiver 3? And then cornerback. We got Trayvon Diggs coming back. He's on the PUP list. So is he going to be healthy for the season? If not, you got a guy named Kalen Carson who calls his name Seatbelt there. He has some very good tape, very physical tape there. And yeah, like that's what we got so far. Like in the camp battle, it's probably the most amount of camp battles I've ever seen so far from a Cowboys team. A lot going on, and it's gonna hopefully drive this competitive nature in our season because we're gonna definitely need it. So yeah, that's the camp battle so far. But let's immediately get into this interview, man. This interview with oh my God, with Jerry Jones, Steven, and Mike McCarthy. So
hello, NFL. Good to be with you today.
Clarence Hill, 4-star Telegram. I've been here about 28. But there were times when you did know what you had coming into the camp. And I know you said you got the Pro Bowlers and the All-Pros, but they didn't finish the job. The goal this year is to finish the job and go further than it did last year. With all this ambiguity, with CD not being here, talk about what you did in the off-season, what gives fans hope that you can take the next step? Because that's the bottom line. Not just do what you did last year with the same guys.
I appreciate you saying that, Terrence. Clarence.
Never gets old.
Are we at Oxnard? I've forgotten your question.
We got this man forgetting questions, but this man is the general manager of the Dallas Cowboys. This is, and I ain't gonna lie, Jerry Jones was acting a lot like Joe Biden in this interview, and it's gonna show this entire interview, like how he's just not capable of performing his job. This man laid the question out directly and plain for you. It's the obvious elephant in the room, fool. Like, bro, we've been getting to the same spot every year. And this year, you claim you was all in, which we know you did it for clicks and views. So, like, how is this any different than last year? Like, what are you doing to make the next steps? Because every other team, when they get to this point, this is when they cash in all their chips. This is when they go sign big name guys. This is when they ruffle some feathers around their roster. They don't just sit on their hands and just let it play out. But listen.
Seriously. Hey, quit asking questions that I haven't got on my notes here, will you, please? But seriously, will you condense it a little bit and let me go from there?
I mean, it's been ambiguity. Certainly, we know that. But you talked about the Pro Bowl. The goal is to take the next step. You know, you had these same guys last year. You take the next. Watch the fans be excited that you can take the next step. Just in spite of all this ambiguity, especially with CD Lamb not being here, open camp.
Like even with us, even with us, like having a regression season. I think we're gonna regress this season. Regress being like we've been 12-5. We're gonna probably be 11-6. That's what I think. Like, this is one game. We are a regular season team, but we don't know who our RB is. Like, we got an RB committee. I mean, we didn't have an RB last year. Had an all-pro quarterback. That's what happens when you have an all-pro quarterback. He can make up for that, and you can still carry your team to 12-5. So, our shout out to the Bears though. I'm really excited to watch y'all. But hey, I think you little. Can we see it first? Can we see it first? You gonna take our spot? That's insane. There's plenty of other spots you can take. About the Rams, about the Seahawks, like
even more ambiguity with the players.
Well, I'm probably because of the way we ended the season last year. I'm more about winning the award for the best way to end the season than I am winning the award for showing up at camp with my house in order. I'm more worried about ending the season than I am a fast start. You're absolutely right. I'm worried more about, I'm all in to having that game come out different, the last one we played. Now, what I will say.
Do y'all hear him? He's talking in circles. Like, what is he saying? I'm all in, but like I don't want to. I don't want last year to happen, obviously. But what, like, man, I don't believe anything that comes out his mouth. When you real Cowboys fans or you understand what's going on, like y'all, like this is what we deal with. This man, like I can't even put into words like this. You don't even know what he want to do. But like y'all claim that we have these stacked teams. This is why I like with other fans when y'all comment on the Cowboys. We real Cowboys fans immediately tone us out because y'all be completely ignorant to what's really been going on. We ain't never had an adequate team, never. Even the year we went 13-3, that defense was terrible, terrible, terrible. And then the defense, we finally have a solid defense with Dan Quinn, but he still can't stop the run, and that's still our Achilles heel. Like, so was it really a good defense or was it a flashy defense? Like, it just got turnovers. If we didn't get turnovers, we're gonna lose the game. So that's why I'm excited for Mike Zimmer, maybe because I think he has more foundational philosophies in his defense. So that
When I look at our roster, when I look at where we are, when I look at the quality of our coaching, I will say that I like as much or better than any time how we're going to be hanging around the rim so that when we get to
Andre, you just said he's trying not to call out people. He's directly calling out people. Do you just hear what he said? When I look at the quality of coaching, that's directly calling out the qual. Like, let me check this out. You think he wasn't talking about the coaching? How? So get this. When we hire Mike McCarthy, why would we hire somebody to help him out that we hired? Because usually the head coach gets to choose his hire. Why would? Because think about it. Why would Mike McCarthy choose a guy that Jerry wanted to replace him, for the job? Because they kept, it was a constant interview. It was a constant interview with Dan Quinn. You gonna give me the job yet? No. Every year he went to go interview for a job. Every year. And you know what? Every year the Cowboys welcome him back with open arms. Every year. And like that type of work environment that we procured, we just a zoo. We just disorganized and as hell. Like, it's crazy. Calling out everybody.
We can come out of there with a different result. So I think we're very, very positioned, i.e. hanging around the rim, again, which you have to be up there and around there to have a better result at that end. Now,
he kept saying that we want to be hanging around the rim. That's translation for we're okay being average. We're okay being relevant. Because at the end of the day, that's what makes us money. I'm gonna help y'all read between the lines. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. Hanging around the rim. Like, think about it. We went 12-5 for 3 straight seasons in a row. What team is okay with that? What team is okay with that? That's when you're supposed to press and really lean in on this team. But they're okay with hanging around here.
Big question you pointed out, and appropriately so, is do you think you've got a chance to come up with better results when you get there? I don't want to sound, though, and be trite about getting there.
He was already checked out, and I already know he's doing. But hey, you say that okay, Dan Quinn. Obviously we knew he wasn't going to stay, and he wanted the main job. And once we was not giving him the main job, duh. But the thing is, what do you mean he wanted to go to Washington? You do know he was Washington. He was Washington's third choice. Okay, I think it was the coordinator at the Detroit. Remember, I think he almost took it, but he turned it down last minute. I want to say it was the old coordinator with the Texans as well. And then it was Dan Quinn. He was rebound. You know what I'm saying?
A big deal. And I want you to know, as much as you might criticize me for it, I take a lot of solace And the fact that we've had the 12-game seasons that wins that we've had over the last several years, the fact that we've got the personnel we've got here at camp, the fact that we've got the coaches we've got at camp, I take a lot of solace that we're going to be there to get a chance to go to that playoffs and do better.
Todd?
Todd Archer of the ESPN. For Jerry and Steven, why has it been, with CD, obviously the latest one, why has there been difficulty in not being able to re-sign your key guys to extensions when that's not been a deal in the past? And do you have to alter how you guys approach your approach to the negotiations with?
I love this question. He said, why this time around is it hard to sign these guys? I'm going to keep it a bean. I mean, one, like, think about in the past, when it was time for Tony Romo to get a check, when it was time for Jason Witten to get a check, when it was time for Sean Lee to get a check, when it was time for Dez to get a check, took this long. When it was time for Amari Cooper to get this check, took around this long. Dak the first time, took around this long. CD took this long. Like Micah took this long. I'm seeing a very key, theme here. It's kind of weird. I don't know. Like, it's just me. The history says it. It shouldn't take this long. Like, and they're going to answer this question. This is not brand new. Like, teams had multiple star players on their team before. My thing is this. Y'all waited this long. You waited till this price got this high. You wait. We've been told you to get CD done in the middle when he was having his great year last year. By the way, hell of a year. Before Justin Jefferson got paid, because we knew Minnesota wasn't going nowhere, and they had money to spend. They was going to give it to him. You waited this long. And CD's like, oh, you going to wait? Oh, I could wait too. You could have got Dak done. Dak is a guy like he's a leader. You could have got it done and the price would have never been this high. Now it's this high. I don't even care how high the price is now. You can formulate the contract to a way where it don't even hurt you that much and you can free up money. But we just been dancing around the bush. It's like, when
you have these contracts coming up the way you do?
This time last year, I'm going to hit it first, but then we'll hear from the guy that really knows what he's talking about. Was it Martin that wasn't here last year?
Correct.
Pretty big deal. Okay, all buttoned up, contract and all. But
they hurry up and got Zach Martin done too. He held out. I think it was like, I don't even know if it was one of the week yet. Like,
here, does that ever happen? Of course it does. Look all over the league. It happens all over the league. So I don't flare when it's happening to us. I'm aware of it. You must give me that I'm aware that we want to get these guys to camp. Business as usual, as far as I'm concerned. That's the point of that diatribe I just had before this. I'm used to this. I can live with this. And I feel confident if you look at the fundamentals here, we can get back to the shot we were. I hope that we'll be in better shape. So that's January. Okay, this is July. No, I don't get bent out of shape over the fact that somebody is not here or here at all.
That, hey, I've been under a long-term contract.
That we'll be in better shape. So that's January. Okay, this is July. No, I don't get bent out of shape over the fact that somebody is not here or here at all.
Calvin.
I'll add to that, if you don't mind, Tad. I think at the end of the day,
listen to Steven. I'm gonna point out. we finna break down like the entire reason Steven's MO. Like this is important because as you know, like Jerry's in my opinion, Jerry's out of it. He's just a figurehead right now. Like he's not making the decisions. He's talking in circles. This entire interview, he was saying the same thing, saying some stuff. Like, bro, that's your allegory. That's the metaphor you use. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Or you beating around the bush. Listen to how Steven talks.
You know, if we had these three guys done, there'd be somebody else. I can assure you. They kind of wait in line and seeing when it's their turn. Obviously, we had everything.
You hear that? Did you hear that? Like, it's like he hate paying guys. It's like, dang, then why do the job? Billionaires trying to control how much millionaires should make. This is insane. What you mean is next up in line? Duh, it's the market. They trying to get their money. Like it's only deservedly so. All these guys are coming off great years. What do you mean they lining up in line? Listen to it. He's like, oh, I gotta pay them. Listen.
Buttoned up last year, and Zach, who's had an unbelievable career, all-pro career, one of the best players to ever put on the helmet here, decided, hey, I've been under a long-term contract and I'm underpaid, and I want to be paid. It's going on San Francisco. You just look around the league. As Jerry said, it goes on everywhere. We have a very unique
Quit generalizing it. What you about to say?
Situation.
Very, very unique situation. Quit generalizing it. Like everybody else get they stuff done, and if they out on the player, they're out on the player. You over here using San Francisco with Brandon Ayuk. How is their situation any similar to us? At least their roster is loaded. They got money committed to the running back position, money committed to a wide receiver, money committed to their tackle, money committed to the defense. And Nick Bosa and Fred Warner. They pay their guys. Now the odd man out is Ayuk. You getting mad because they can't play 1 out of 15 Pro Bowlers? How is it any similar to what we doing? This is the difference. This is our best players, and you're complaining about paying them. What do you mean it happen everywhere? This is what we deal with, man.
We have a quarterback who played at the top of his game last year, second in MVP voting, who can leave. And then we got two players who can't leave here for 3 years. Theoretically, if we didn't sign either one of them, I guess we couldn't franchise one 3 years from now. But we could sign one of them. And both of them, rightfully so, believe they should be the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. And
just listen at the words he's using. Like he speaks from like an arrogant person. He's like, man, these like they trying to get paid quarterback market. We already got to deal with one quarterback on the team. Why we got to deal with two more? Like, and then he's trying to go over how that we know how the salary cap works. We got Google. We know. Question is, do y'all know? Because you claim that you know more than you know. This is arrogance that go about him. It's like, bro, what?
Totally respect that. So very difficult situations that we're trying to work through with them. They want to win. They want to put a ring on their finger, and they understand the difficult situation we have with a high-priced quarterback going into his second high-priced contract. He was the highest paid when we paid him 3 years ago.
I peeped the shade, bro. I peeped the shade. That was a message towards Todd Francis, which is Dak Prescott's agent, and Dak, why are you trying to worry about getting your money now? We got to pay other people are just now getting they money. This is your second time getting money. You need to chill. You need to chill. This is your second time getting high value money. Chill out. This is our GM, folks. This is our GM. This is what we have to deal with on the daily day. This is what we have to deal with.
And then we got two other guys that we're trying to work through. It just takes time. And we're having great conversations with the representatives in terms of CD and Dak. And obviously, Micah's a year removed from where CD is today. CD, in his career and where he is contractually. So I think he wants to go out and show that he is the best non-quarterback in the league, and I hope he does it. But these things just take time, and we're having great conversations with them. It's certainly not easy. I welcome the opportunity that we've drafted well enough to have one of the best quarterbacks in the league, one of the best pass rushers in the league, if not the best, and one of the best receivers, if not the best receiver in the league. Welcome the opportunity. It's great that we draft like that, but it does take time, and it's certainly not easy. You look at a guy like Jefferson, they're not paying a quarterback. They're not paying anybody on their roster at this point. So it's a lot easier.
You see, like it's the whining. That's whining. You ain't gotta deal with this. Like, man, so like that's why they got to pay them. They dumb. They pay them all that money, and look, they gotta help us out. Our youth situation is just different. It's just different. I don't want to hear this, bro. Just this the future of the Cowboys, even when Jerry is gone, when it's handed off to him, is very dim. And they're gonna go over later. Like I got this clipped in here. They talk about like how every other GM situation is different. They're on a constant hot seat. That's why they make moves. Everyone is just on the go. They moving. Y'all here, the Jones family is just comfortable because everybody got a job, and no matter how bad they do the job, there is no end of the year review for them. It's what else I need.
Easier for them to stretch a little more, and we're just trying to work through reasonably with CD, reasonably with Dak, what we can do to make it work from an economic standpoint. And certainly when you're trying to pay three guys like that, it certainly does limit your opportunities to maybe improve the roster down the line. Makes it difficult to keep Biotic. It makes it difficult to keep Pollard. And we just got to draft. We think we drafted two great prospects in Guyton and BB.
You hear that? That is what I want to get to. So, like the final word, I'll be watching the final word, Boss Cowboy Sports Law, and they had this term that they always throw around that Steven loves the our guys philosophy, which means he prioritizes draft picks. Because I guess it fills his pride bubble of, hey, I picked this guy and I'm giving him this living. He hates the outside, like the our guys philosophy hates free agents, and that's his reason for not going for the high market free agents. He loves to use this. So we're talking about how we make the team better, and he's talking about the draft. This is the problem with the Dallas Cowboys. I hope you understand it. I hope y'all understand it. We are so cheap. That's another reason why he loves draft picks. They're cheap. It's the rookie contract. You only got to save $10 million on $15 million of your cap to pay all 8 of them, including undrafted. He loves it's him going out for like something like find a whole wardrobe and shopping at Dollar Tree. Like, are you going to get a quality wardrobe from them? No. So why he constantly mentioned the draft picks, constantly mentioned that, how they value it. And you would think they were like just excellent draft experts. They don't hit in every pick. They're good drafters, but they suck at drafting defensive tackles. Old lineman, I give it to you. You lucked on quarterback with Dak. But before then, I don't think so it's like my problem is this. He expects we can build up a 53-man roster with just nothing but with draft picks. We made single digit acquisitions this year. Acquisitions this year from the free agency pool, and it was just less than $10 million total. 2 or 3 guys. This is what Steven believes. He believes in just drafting. He hates when we mention free agents. You can tell he always, we got draft picks. And man, these guys were playing in college last year. That's the thing about draft picks. It's potential. And that timeline is just moving. And so when we have Super Bowl windows open up and we're going to go face teams like San Francisco countless times that make the necessary, they draft well, and they also acquire people in free agency. It's a healthy balance. I'm not seeing the same not seeing the same. And you like,
and I think they'll step in and they'll do a great job. Our history says that we've drafted well, and I think they'll both step up. You hate to lose a Pollard, you hate to lose a Biotic, but that's the nature of this business.
and he's blaming contracts like this on the reason why he can't keep other guys. Like, do you read in between the lines? He's saying the guys at the top are being greedy, and they're not leaving any money left on the table for the mid-tier and low-tier guys that we also draft. Like, this is like, bro, this trust fund, baby, we got here is crazy what he's saying. He's trying to get Dallas Cowboy Nation to believe that. I can read through your lines, bro. You over here, like, you basically saying everybody at the top is selfish. Everybody who get paid is selfish. Billionaire telling millionaires how to like make their money. Like, it's crazy. It's really insane. My job is to make as much money as I can. Your job is to balance the checkbook. Do not complain about do not ever, and I do mean do not ever, as my superior, complain about. I don't want to hear nothing about that checkbook. You get paid billions to do that. You are in the whole the wheel to inherit this team. I don't want to hear nothing about you complaining about balancing that checkbook. Balance the damn checkbook. You over complaining like people ain't done it before. Philadelphia paying everybody an arm and a leg. It can be done. Stop complaining and get it done.
Stephen, let me follow that up. That is the world's smallest violin. Okay.
Like you and let me hear BS like this. BS. What? Shut up, Jerry. Like, he's just a figurehead. He's not into it. He's out of there. He probably scribbling on that damn notepad too.
Okay, nobody's feeling sorry for themselves around here. As a matter of fact, I want to tell you how blessed we are to get up in the morning and have these problems. I wouldn't take anything for it. And I'm emboldened.
No.
Okay, it puts gas in my tank to basically have these problems. But I was negotiating directly with the players in our last labor agreement. And on our last labor agreement, I was in with them, just me and the players that were negotiating. And we were down to the gnat's ass, where there was not much left in the agreement. Okay, yet we were sitting there with the point. But that massive labor agreement that we have, over 5 or 6 of the players, that issue is a serious issue. In the bigger picture, my experience with the NFL, sports, experience with you, has been that passes and you move on and you go. Now, the other thing I want to say, gratuitously.
I cut that out. Let's see.
I got a quick question for Stephen and Jerry. When you talk to your season ticket holders, they've expressed frustration with the lack of success, or are they all in like you guys?
We had a
I love how you phrase that question. You're saying basically the people who spending money here, hey, are they all in like y'all, or like? And then listen to this answer, y'all, bro. Listen to this answer.
our highest rate of renewal that we've ever had on season tickets.
And the fastest it's ever happened in the league, in the NFL. Excuse me, Steve.
Now, there's no one more frustrated than we are with what.
Is this a stocks meeting or is this the interview? I don't want to care. I don't care how much you were in the gray. I don't. That is not the question at hand. You see, they just be beating around the bush. And I feel so bad for Mike McCarthy. He got to sit up here with these two bozos and just, this is what happens when you accepted this job, bro. This is what happened when you accepted this job. I know this is your only job, but it's like.
I mean, at the end of the day, this is all about, as Jerry said, that last game. It's our postseason success, and no one's more frustrated than we are, and they wouldn't be great fans if they weren't frustrated with the success we've had in the postseason. So it's duly respected in terms of what their frustration is. The good news is, I think Todd said, you don't want them not to care, and they do care.
We want to beat Arizona. Okay? So it's not that we're not to get to where we'd like to get to even be eligible to mess up against Green Bay. We want to beat the Arizona's on the way. Of course.
Did you hear what he said? Very interesting right there. This proves that Jerry and Steven's whole plan with the Cowboys probably forever is to be and just be good enough to be relevant in the regular season. They just said he literally just said, I want to beat the Arizonas. He wants to be a regular season team. That's what he said. That's exactly what he said. He wants to smash on the mid to low tier teams. He's okay with talking about he want to beat the Arizonas. Like, what does this mean? The question was towards fans are not heated that you're not beating Arizona. Fans are mad that you're not beating Green Bay in the postseason or San Francisco in the postseason. Like, that's where fans are mad at. Why are we talking about the Arizonas? What do you want to win all regular season games you can so you can sell tickets. That's what it sounds like. So you can raise the price of a hot dog to $8. That's all you care about. You can't tell me this. I'm hearing it. I read between the lines. That's what I heard. He hurry up and threw that in there. We want to beat the Arizonas. We're talking about the winning a championship here. Arizona is not in the postseason.
We want all that, and we all understand that. I'm saying that so that our fans, through you, will understand that. But when we go to league meetings, NFL meetings, they don't put the team name on the overall league information. So the team is anonymous.
I cut you because like, what is he saying? What is he
you
saying?
mentioned there's a lot on the line for this team, and there's 30 players on expiring contracts, big names with those expiring contracts, coaching staff as well. It's clear that a certain success threshold will need to be met to feel comfortable about the core in the future. What does that success threshold look like for you guys as you discuss the future?
If you look over the last 30-something years, you will see that everything's not predicated on the exact one loss. What you're counting on, the people involved in the inside that are there every day and are there with the staff and are there with the players and the coaches. You're counting on, by the way, you do play a game that's with an oblong ball that can go any way on you when it hits the ground.
This man is rambling. This man is rambling.
So you can make some bad mistakes when you totally base your decisions on the results of Green Bay Cowboys last year. You can make mistakes. Now you can't ignore it, and you got to realize, just like our fans do, that it's something to think about.
The Cowboys GM. The Cowboys GM. My God.
Start here, Patrick.
Patrick Walker, DallasCowboys.com. And football question, but Stephen, feel free to weigh in from the perspective of roster construction. But Counting Hunter Lipke, you guys have 8 running backs on the roster. Can you talk about the challenge up over the next several weeks? How you plan?
Hey, shout out Hunter Lipke. I think he's gonna have a big season this year. I put out a video or two about him. Great blocker. I feel like he got to take a big step this season. I feel like he's a secret weapon, especially in close yardage. Coming out of North Dakota State University, prestige university in the FCS. They be winning championships. They compete. They play hard-nosed football, and he embodies that. And bring back the fullback, man. Like, really, bring back the fullback. This is going to help us expand our run game and be better, because we're going to need all the help we can get, because when you got this running back committee, we don't – a big question mark, but yeah, talk about
not necessarily how you plan to, but the challenge of rotating those guys into a point where you have enough data to make a decision on, shaping that down.
Yes, definitely. I mean, when you look at the whole running back group, I think number one, you have to look at Zeke. Zeke's played a lot of football. I mean, we obviously look at all of our players, particularly once they get up around the 30 years old, and the number of reps they have in the league. So we'll definitely be smart with him as far as his reps in practice. So with that, and on the other side of that is younger players get more opportunities. And specific to your question about Hunter, if you look at the direction of the offense last year, we weren't just primarily a one-back team, whether it's three receivers on the field or two. So we do want to expand, some two-back concepts and things like that. But on the flip side of it, too, Hunter had.
Yeah, I do feel like this is important. I feel like there was a point in the year, especially around that San Francisco game, that Mike McCarthy really changed what he truly wanted to do in the in his offense. I feel like he went away from heavy personnel a lot, multiple tight ends, because I think the Schoonmaker, the fit was terrible. He couldn't really do what he wanted to do and creating balance in the offense. And they started to lean heavy in the passing game. Luckily, Dak had the year that he had to carry the offense, but you can tell they immediately went to a pass first mentality. And then we struggled early on to score too many times. We had one of the lowest red zone percentages, and everyone knows in order to be successful in the red zone, what you need for number one, a run game to do something. So yeah, like I know he wants to get more in the balance area and still have Dak there to rely on, but that's one of the reasons I would say that there was a storm brewing all year when it came to the Packers game, how wishy-washy the run game was and how it didn't, when it was time to get there, we can't just rely on the pass. They're going to take away they're going to double CD. They're going to press up on little Brandon Cook. So we need that shift and that movement of eyes in the backfield to at least respect the run game. And then, yeah, I think he just let's see what he can cook up. Obviously, the roster construction, it's subpar in my opinion. They did not really address. They want to internally address the running back position. So we're gonna really see. Man, yeah, I'm really very much paying attention to that during the preseason for sure.
Has shown the ability to be a contributor in the one-back offense. So just having that flexibility and is important as far as how we want to challenge our opponents. But also I think it's important to, you always want to create opportunities for, particularly with the running backs, to give them flexibility and diversity, because that's what really, when you get down to it, is, the more that they can do, not only in one back or two backs, but also special teams is always a huge factor when you get down to, the end of these tough roster decisions.
Yeah, so like he's implying that he wants the running back contribution to be more this year, especially for his offense to truly unlock his offense. I feel like his offense was very limited because, like he said, he couldn't truly. It was more of a temperature feeling game to game if the run game was going to actually work, and you can blame it on our lack of depth at the running back position, Tony Pollard's vision, line being terrible. Like, we got Steven over here talking about we couldn't re-sign Tyler Biotis. Tyler Biotis is one of the main reasons why we couldn't run the ball last year. Like, he can like he can go. I was gonna say what my mom would be saying. Like, he can go because he sucked. He really did. And even a rookie is better than what we got right now. He was just light inside over here blocking 330, 320 pound guys. When he go up to the second level, he wasn't getting no movement. He was just stonewalling. And then don't let him go against the wrong defensive lineman, a Dexter Lawrence, a Quentin Williams. They're going to throw him around like a rag doll.
Saad used to be athletic.
Also, Tyron Smith was a problem in the run game as well. He was old. He was a hell of a pass blocker, but he sucked in the run game. He just didn't have it anymore. So,
Steven, you mentioned that you guys are in a unique situation with all these contracts. Just what is unique? I mean, we've seen other deals get done around the league.
Exactly. What is unique about this situation? You over here talking about the world's smallest violin from your damn daddy. Like, what do you mean? What is unique about it? People pay people all the time. But like, why are you crying? Get it done. How about that? Like, they beat around the bush.
What do you feel is unique about this situation for you guys?
I just think it's very unique that you have a top quarterback on your team as well as two players either side of the ball, offense and defensive player, that feel like they're, and rightfully so, the best non-quarterback football players in the league. So you add that up, and certainly it stresses the cap, if you will. But we think we can get them both done. We think we can get Dak.
The Chiefs are paying Patrick, top quarterback, Travis Kelce, top non-quarterback, Chris Jones, top non-quarterback, comfortably. I'm done with the excuses. Quit crying. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You keep you acting like we don't know, and we do know. Like, I love this question. What do you mean? What is unique about this situation? This is like any other situation we've seen in the past.
Done. We think we can get all these things done, but it does require you to make some tough decisions in other places to draft and develop and play.
There you go with that draft stuff again. He loves drafting.
Like you said, it wasn't easy. Again. A guy we drafted, a Biotic, a Tony Pollard we drafted, and we're, think the world of both of them. Have to let a Hall of Famer like Tyron Smith walk out the door. Those are tough decisions, but those are decisions.
He's like, what? We over here, Tyron Smith he was on one leg. He can barely go through a full season. Why are we complaining about, because we drafted him? That's the only saving grace? Are you serious right now? Like, are we so serious? Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
You have to make if you want to keep your up and coming young players. And I think, we're fortunate that we have this issue.
Stephen, I think as you were making that statement, those three players you named could be 70% of all the money you got, 70% of your payroll. Now you need a little money for the other 51. That's a challenge, especially a challenge when
we understand how the cap works, Jerry. This is the world's smallest dollar violin. You're a billionaire. You should know how to balance a checkbook. Duh. Like, I don't.
When you've used some of the very money that you're working with, you've used it for years past, so you probably got some of there. That's not singing the blues, and it wasn't unanticipated. What is a pleasure is that you're dealing with that quality in that situation, how to keep the top quarterback and how to keep on either side of the ball, as he just mentioned. Add it up, and you'll see about anywhere from 70 to 80% of your whole payroll there.
I don't see why that matters, but okay.
I was going to first start with Mike, but I'd like to start with you, Jerry, and then Mike, if that's okay. Jane Slater, NFL Network. Real quick, Jerry, you've talked about on the rim and negotiations and the option quarterback. We've sort of seen this play before. I mean, we saw Zach hold out last year. He got paid. Ezekiel Elliott held out. He got paid. So why not just slam dunk it so you can start camp with these guys?
Right. Why? The definition of insanity is what? To continue to do the same thing over and over again. You brag about your history. You brag about how you draft so well in the past. I know your memory works very well, so you remember when other people hold out. So why, when this situation comes up again, you don't try something different? You complain, you drag your feet all the way to the finish line, and then you complain afterwards. That's all. It's just like a mother dragging a kid to school, like they don't want to go to school. That's it. These two right here, man. That's exactly what it sounds like. They just dragging their feet, crying and whining to like, oh my God, we gotta pay them all this money. Yes, you gotta pay them all this money. That's what happens when they have a great season for you. Quit generalizing it. Everybody ain't dealing with it. Everybody know how to get it done. These GMs know how to do their job. Sound like somebody's unqualified for their job, and if you're unqualified, you need to get up out of there. That's what it sounds like.
Your point, we've been talking about this since April.
Well,
yeah, that's a good question. We've been talking about this since April, and y'all been dragging. It's July. You've been whining for 3 months.
I can go back hundreds of times and look where I should have pitched or handed it off to the back rather than keep the ball.
What?
And I can do that not just with the instances you're talking about on players, but I can do it in my life many times and say, man, I should have handed that ball off.
What does that have to do with anything, Jerry? I don't care about you playing back in 1950. What does that have to do with anything? What?
Rather than keep on toward the sideline. My point is that that still, whatever frailties there are, and there are some, the negatives in my world have outweighed, the positives has outweighed the negatives. And you have to look at it. I heard one time to use every decision the Ben Franklin method. And Ben Franklin said, when you're worried and tired and can't sleep, Ben Franklin said, get up in the morning and list on one side all the positives, everything good. And then get up and take on the left side all the negatives, everything bad.
I know what Steven is doing. He letting him go like this so he can just eat up time of their press conference. And once he hits that hour mark, yep, we're about to hear it. They bullshit they way all the way. Like, this is insane.
And if that positive side beats that negative side by one, you're doing good.
Facts. Dumb and dumber. Yes, pay everybody.
This one for
the front office. God, lead. Like, you see, like I had to cut
Coach McCarthy.
because
Jerry said that God gave him
30 minutes, like just spewing nothing. What's the question for Mike though?
a tolerance for
I feel bad for Mike though.
ambiguity. Do you share the same tolerance as it relates to your contract and not having your star wide receiver here to start camp in a year where you don't have an extension?
I really, view this question the same, my whole tenure as a head coach. And particularly most of these questions here today, that's part of the business of the National Football League, and that's what it is. But clearly, my energy and my focus and really the players and the coaching staff is not even close to what we've been talking about here the last 30 minutes. We're excited and energized by this opportunity which in front of us. And it starts with this training camp. Just to be here in Oxnard again and excited about the next opportunity. And that's just the reality of competing in the National Football League. Their contract conversations, we talked about that back in the spring, and that's really where it lies with me. I really don't have any. I don't know if I've mentioned the word contract.
He's getting a little bit bolder. He used to be more like, like corporate with it. But he's like, bro, I've been dealing with this my whole coaching tenure. This, like, he's just basically, I'm going through circles. We doing this. He's just basically saying, man, this is just one of them days, like, with this job. I feel bad for him. He got to deal with this on a daily day. This is literally a zoo. It's a zoo. It's insane. These are your bosses. It's really insane.
Correct. Prior to talking about it right now, so in quite some time, that's not the way we're wired, and we can't be wired that way because there's so much time and energy, and we're on an 11-hour workday, and the enthusiasm and energy that goes on in the meetings yesterday and today, that's what we're all about. I can't wait to get out there and get the first down. So, and that's how you get it done. And I get what's happening in the past, and
I ain't gonna lie, like CD is probably, in my opinion, the most talented receiver that the Dallas Cowboys has ever had, and that's including Prime, that's including Drew Pearson. They are winners, yes, but they have been not even nearly this close to being this talented. I swear, like his combination of route running, his run at the catch, his aggressiveness, like the combination of the two. Like, I know Dez had that 1 year when he had like 14, 16 touchdowns. That's when he was considered the best. Like, CD's already, like, this early on, considered one of the best receivers. And there's a good argument for him being the best, even better than Justin Jefferson, in my opinion. But
frustrations of the past, but we're past that. We're energized what's in front of us, and the reality of the work that we have to do to put ourselves in position to answer those questions next year. The only thing we've been guaranteed is 17 games, and that's where our work and what we identify with. So, and that's the beauty and that we have as any NFL football team, but more importantly, the specialty of being a Dallas Cowboy. So, this opportunity in front of us, we want to maximize it and get to work today, and that's where our minds are. That's where the locker room and the spirit of what we accomplished in the off-season program, and so much time and energy is talked about an individual that may not be here or a contract and situation, but the reality of is when we presented our off-season program awards, we had a 9% increase in workouts last year. The strength levels were an all-time high in our 5 years here under our program. So our program has improved. Our off-season program it shows those results, and from my personal experience,
they got this man working. They got this coaching staff working overtime because they over here bringing bottom of the barrel. I don't want to say they bottom of the barrel, but they just straight young guys. He just talking about all he care about is draft picks. He ain't bringing no guys who are tenured in the NFL that can make their job just a tad bit easier. They got to work overtime just to improve these guys and hurry up and get them ready to compete, not just in the NFL, but like the Cowboys is an automatic contender. Now you got to play like a contender in your first year. That's a lot to ask for.
You improve from within. The biggest improvement of our football team will be from the men that were here throughout the spring and through training camp. And trust me, the business part of it is critical. It's important. And obviously, Jerry and Steven have addressed that in depth. But our focus is on winning with this roster and this locker room we have. We have a hell of a locker room. We have a hell of a locker room. And the love and energy that's in place here, that's what it's all about. And that's really the reflection of what we're talking about.
I bet, I don't know, I really haven't studied this, but I bet you they've had 30. They've had as many general managers maybe sometimes as they've had
through training camp. And trust me, the business part of it is critical. It's important. And obviously, Jerry and Steven have addressed that in depth. But our focus is on winning with this roster and this locker room we have. We have a hell of a locker room. We have a hell of a locker room. And the love and energy that's in place here, that's what it's all about. And that's really the reflection of what we're talking about.
I just need y'all to hear this because it's a yes. Yes, like please.
Tim
Kalishaw, Dallas Morning News. Jerry, as far as you being all in, Mike's job is on the line. That's been discussed. The other coach's job is on the line. The general manager's job is not on the line. Steven's job is not on the line. 31 other organizations don't do it this way.
Yeah. Talk about it. Even like they touching in the other demographics. They know about child dynamic. The daughter's position that's over the cheerleaders. Their job ain't online. You know how like she be doing the wildest things over there. They be paying them a quarter of a nickel to $1. Like they don't be paying them nothing over there. Your son right here to your right act like he know how to balance a checkbook, complaining about balancing the checkbook. Talk about it. I didn't. Your namesake, I think Jerry Jones Jr. Don't see him because he must be terrible at his job. We don't even see him on TV. Like the whole dang on family. And like when people were talking about complaining about LeBron, I was like, bro, please get out of my face with that because what? This been going on for 30 years. This has been going on for 30 years. The whole family. It's regardless. And that's why we're in this situation we are now. There is no sense of urgency in the Cowboys organization. They comfortable. Their job is going to be there next year. No matter how, no matter what. Matter of fact, like the next day, what they working on is they hoping that when like the next thing they looking forward to is inheritance. Like they are comfortable. And hey, they have the nerve to come up here and say the things that they say. It's just wild.
The only thing that happens here is coaches get recycled and you made 8 coaching hires. Why does this make sense for the Cowboys when nobody else does it this way?
I think the Cowboys have had 2 general managers, Tex Ram and me. 2.
How is that relevant?
In the history. You look around the NFL, and I'll bet, I don't know, I really haven't studied this, but I'll bet you they've had 30. They've had as many
Do
general
you hear him? He's saying that it's a bad thing that they had so much change. He's saying we should be, no matter how bad you do your job, you should still be the CEO. Does any company in America operate that way? Yeah, only the ones off nepotism. Only the ones off nepotism. And he's trying to convince us that they're the enemy. They're the bad guy. What? They get things done.
managers maybe sometimes as they've had coaches. Since the reality of it is, which was from the day that we walked through the door, that I knew that I was going to have to be responsible for any and everything that went on. So that if that is going to be the case, then I'm trying not to use somebody else's commenters this way. I'm only comfortable doing it that way. I can't delegate that. Now, what that implies is that this thing is a product of me sitting up there throwing darts. That's not the case. I like to think that the reason that I've enjoyed some success in my life is that I've had people like Mike and Stephen in my ear hard. Now, Stephen is my son, and then my children, we all work together. I heard a father's prayer one time that says, please don't let me be a bully. Because I can be, they will let me because they love me. And so that I lay up waking nights making sure that my ears are open and that I'm not too willfully strong.
He is not here.
So believe you me, I listen and I get a lot of input. And when this guy to my right talks to me, you notice in a draft room who I'm sitting by? I'm sitting by Mike. When he talks to me, it's going in and it's not coming out. Now I'm a lot of things.
Listen to him when you drafted when you traded them picks for Trey Lance. You didn't listen to him then. You ain't listened to him when he been telling you. I know he been in your ear about getting some free agency. Y'all, but the cap. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. Please stop the cap. Please stop the cap. But listen, we finna get in. This is gonna be one of the last things. We're gonna do the tweets for today. Because they've been going over. So first thing up, let me see. All right. So right here we got Machota, John Machota. Look, Dak and the pass catchers travel to work out. They done all previous offseason, right before the start of training camp. They went to Oregon this year. CD did not make the trip, but this was the first year that the team's other QBs, Trey Lance. So he had everyone come on the trip. CD didn't make it. CD about his money, respectfully so. Here go Hunter Lukey, who I'm excited for. This is my guy. He gonna be crucial in them heavy packages when we go like 21 personnel, etc. I'm telling you, this guy is a hell of a blocker. Hell of a blocker. We're gonna need something like that, like back in the day when we had Moose. All right. We are the Cowboys. I don't know what this EVP. Stephen Jones exchanged numerous contract offers with CD and his representatives. Sent us deals. We sent him deals. You know what that tell me? Man, they are nowhere near his number. They are nowhere near his number, and I think they kind of being disrespectful. That's exactly what this telling me, man. Some good news though. I like this pickup, Eric Kendricks. He was in Mike Zimmer's system. When you in football, it's important to have guys who's been there before for the new guys, especially with this our guys philosophy and having just building this team strictly off draft picks and undrafted guys and guys from the XFL. Having guys to translate and just calls to these young guys what he's asking for, the philosophy. I feel like this is going to be crucial in this this entire defense's turnover and like flushing out that Dan Quinn's terrible scheme and inheriting this Mike Zimmer scheme, which I'm excited for. So yeah, shout out to Marius Lafu, who's going to be working beside him. I think they trying to turn him into that. What's the linebacker from the Niners? I'm blanking on his name. They trying to turn him into him. Talking about JJ from Good Times. Okay. Dak, when asked about fans who are frustrated from last year, he said, be fans or don't be fans. If you're a fan, you're going to turn the page as we do. We're going to move on, understanding that you have a better ahead of you. Sorry, obviously, it hurt us more. Obviously, it gets on us. It's on us to get better and be back. Yeah, move on. So he's over it. He's telling us to move on, understandably so. Shout out to Travis Frederick, man. It's been all down here from when you got diagnosed, bro. It's been like for us as Cowboys, the center position has never been the same. Missed those all-pro days when you was opening up the hole for this guy. Man, I'm glad to see he's doing well, him and the family. Brandon Cooks, when asked about the importance of CeeDee Lamb, he said he's the best. Let me see. Hey, that does that. He's in the league. I play with a guy in Aaron Donald, and if I'm mistaken, 3 years in a row, won Defensive Player of the Year, and he also, you know what I'm saying, he didn't show up for training camp. So, like, it's okay. Like, everybody understands he's handling business. This is a guy who I'm excited for, Agent Zero. Now he's wearing 13, old Michael Gallup's number. Overshown. He's going to be crucial. I think he's playing like the wheel, which is the weak side linebacker. I think they got him listed as a Sam linebacker, which is a strong side linebacker. He's going to be crucial. He had a great preseason last year, but he got injured pretty early on, like the second preseason game. So hopefully he stays healthy. So because we're going to need that linebacker depth this year. Here's Jalen Tolbert. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to be that? Who's going to step up and be that wide receiver 3? Now Gallup gone and he's retired. Dak to Tolbert. This is a great ball placement. You know what I'm saying? Putting it away from the DBs, only where he can get it. This is what I'm very much interested in. Mike Zimmer and Micah. How will he enhance Micah's role? Micah's a disruptor. He's all over the place. Like that's his strength. Can he implement this in his defense? Because I promise you, if he can successfully do it, we will have a very lethal defense. A very lethal. That's fundamentally sound. Like that's what I'm very much so. Damone Clark, man. Shout out to the Damone Clark. He's on the hot seat this year. Everybody hate him from last year because he was on the same planet that Jerry was just on while he was talking in that Packers game. This fool was flying out of there, getting ran over, scheme, but his instincts did not help him at all. So he's gonna be crucial. He's gonna have to work his ass off because we looking at him like, hey, we got all these linebackers now. Are you gonna be the odd man out? You know what I'm saying? I know you want your paper. Cooper Rush to Jalen Brooks, man. This is Jalen Tolbert. That wide receiver 3 ain't yours, boy. You got a guy like this doing plays, man. It's gonna be seeing this all year. Hold on to the ball, though, man. Finish the play. Hold on to the ball. We don't want to put nothing in the hands of that ref. Nothing in the hands of that ref, man. Hold on to that ball. Okay, this was what I wanted. Look. Cowboys first team O-line. I'm telling you right there, if it comes to when we play Cleveland and this is the O-line we're rolling out there, I will be heated. I will be heated. This is so disgusting. Disgusting. I'm sorry. Chuma Edoga. I said it already in the beginning of the video. He is bad in my opinion. He sucks. I don't know why. I think he should be a practice squad guy. I don't know why he's even considered. As you remember, like I said earlier, he was the guy that forgot to block his man versus the Dolphins game that ruined the game-winning touchdown that Dak threw. Like it completely ruined it. So I don't know why is he starting over the rookie. My opinion, throw the rookie out there, get him reps. Let's see it. I guess they trying to make it that the rookies both earn their. And then like center Brock Hoffman, they did. Oh my God, Steven been talking about him all season. Talking about how he's one of our guys. They drafted him as well, man. Put Cooper Beebe in there. Put old big Cooper Beebe in there. He got the legs. He got the refrigerator frame. I watched that film, man. Cooper Beebe was stonewalling people that went first and second overall in the draft. NFL ready guys. I'm a Texas Longhorn fan. We played Kansas State. We always struggled with Kansas State. Had the number one defensive line tandem in the country. I was winning the game. I'm like, why can't we get no pressure on? Why can't we stop the run? I look at the film of Cooper Beebe. It's because he was mauling our defensive lineman, no matter who's in front of him. Tavondre Sweat. Y'all know we wanted him. He was stoned. That was Sweat's worst film was versus Cooper Beebe. So why he's not already out here? I guess they're trying to make him work, earn it. And I hear you, but at the same time, the best experience is your own experience. Go let him get out there and make some mistakes and let him earn it that way. I don't want to see this out there. I promise you, I'm gonna be causing a riot because I'm a fellow O-lineman myself. And Cowboys always had perennial O-lines. We already got the old out. The next is Zach Martin. He's someone threatening to retire. This right here ain't it. This O-line right here. This is not going to keep full upright. I'm letting you know right now. Shout out Tyler Smith, but I'm just Chuma and Brock. That's the odd man. I'm like, bro, that's the two most important positions on the O-line. Might I add. The center, who's the quarterback of the O-line, all calls and everything go from him. He sets the protection, everything like that. I shouldn't have to explain that. And the left tackle, obviously Dak is right-handed and he's the blind side. Why do I have a guy who can barely make the team as my left tackle starting out over our first rounder? There's nothing. I'm sorry. Even on paper, there's nothing he proved to me why he should be starting. I'm talking about reps. I don't even want him to take reps. He didn't be out there when Trey Lance and Cooper Rush is out there. But I digress. Trey Lance. Everybody gonna be paying attention to him. All the Dak haters think he's gonna come and take Dak's spot. When really, in reality, y'all look stupid because he's competing with Cooper Rush to get QB2. And it's a dogfight. How do you look? All right. This is Jason Johnson. So this is what we're going to be seeing. It's picked off. Picked off. What Trey Lance is like, he's a hell of an athlete, but what's hindered him is his processing. And that's important for a quarterback. Can you go through your routes? Can you not be phased? Can you know what I'm saying? Can you retain information, make the right decisions? Can you do it on the fly? That's what we care about. Trey Lance to Jalen Brooks right here early on. This is smooth. This is shorts and t-shirts versus air. Obviously, when we went to 7-on-7, we see this. Okay. Flournoy, 6th round pick. I'm really rooting for our entire draft class because lack of moves got me really iffy. You said yes, sir. Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush sucks, John. I'm sorry. I don't know. Y'all be really fooled by that man, and when he went 5-0, not knowing that the rest of the team played their ass off. Like Cooper Rush, he's a QB2, and like I'm hoping Trey Lance wins the job because I want Cooper Rush going. Like I really do, because he doesn't. He's not a guy like they think about it. He's a guy that they have to cut the playbook for because he can't make every throw on the field. That's not a guy I want on my team. Now Trey Lance had the ability. We just need to get his mental right. Now, football is 90% mental, 10% physical. If you can't get over the mental battle, you ain't gonna win no battles. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Flournoy. Yeah, I just want, like I said, I want the entire. Here's John Stevens Jr. I don't think we drafted him. He's undrafted free agent. Cowboys, they be hitting on the undrafted free agents, man. 2 of their guys, but hit Wanye Thomas. I'm blanking on another one. Was Rico Dowdle undrafted? Like they at least have 1 or 2 to hit, and we're gonna need about 3 to 4 to hit this year because we ain't did jack in the free agency. We're gonna need more. Dak the Shoemaker. Oh, Shoemaker, our second round pick from last year. He's on a hot seat, in my opinion. Definitely, because it's like, what can you do on this team? Like, all you can do, you okay at blocking, but I need you to get out these routes much sooner, man. You're gonna have to show us something, especially with Tyler Ferguson, man. And then there's a guy behind you. Hey, span forward. Y'all better pay attention to the tight end room. The tight end battle is going to be something very interesting. Jalen Brooks, like I said, that wide receiver 3 is not as comfortable as you think. It's not. But yeah, I think that's it. And then like this is gonna be something right here. Trayvon Diggs is starting this camp on the PUP list. This is important because man, I think we need to sign another cornerback just to be sure. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying. When will he be back, like fully, like mentally, like will he be himself? Kalen Carson is there. It's a great draft pick we got. It's gonna be his time to shine. It's gonna be his time to shine, bro. It's gonna be his time to shine for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure, man. Listen, bro. Look, hey, appreciate everyone that's been in here, man. Make sure to like and subscribe the video, man. Show love. We're gonna get more updates soon. Yeah, very interesting day one. We got Jerry Jones doing his best Joe Biden impression, forgetting where he at on a different planet. Yeah, man. But look, we're gonna be sure to tune in to the podcast, JM Sports Factory. We be doing Texas Turf Talk around the middle of the week, usually like Wednesdays. JM Sports Factory, the Thursdays or Fridays, so it may be coming at you tomorrow. But thank you for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe.